She looked at me and she said, Philmy, some people don't deserve Africa. And I learned my lesson about bringing people who did not deserve Africa into Africa.
Welcome back. My name is Xavier. Thank you so much for coming back. I appreciate the love I got yesterday from making my first video. As most of you know, I hate speaking. This is something I wanted to do for a while, and a couple of you have pushed me to do it. So I figured...
What do you mean by that?
I'll probably try to keep this going as much as I can. If you can, and you have any current events you want to hear my thoughts on, send it my way. Let's see how we can put it into the video. But I really appreciate the love I got. And to you, Ande, thank you for today's video, because it's literally by the grace of God. If you know me as well, I live off of vibes and inshallah. Today's video that we're going to discuss is people from the West going to Africa.
Hi.
Okay.
Especially with the whole idea of Dirty December. It's so big now that everyone goes to it. I remember when we first started, it used to be called I Just Got Back. That whole idea has gone 180. So it's just a place where people, well, you know it already if you know it.
Man, shit ain't got serious.
We're going to talk about this idea on today's video.
I am a Black American and I absolutely love to travel to the continent of Africa. It's my favorite continent in the whole world. But one of my biggest fears is that the more Black Americans come to this continent, they will not handle it with grace and with care.
Seriously, what the fuck are you doing?
So, for example, I am in Ghana right now and I'm getting messages and people are sending me texts of people who had a bad experience at a festival or like...
Let me stop there. If someone else is having a bad experience, does not necessarily mean you're gonna have the same experience. And in life, it never happens the same way unless you're unlucky. I have stories for that. Maybe at a later date I'll share some of my travel experiences. But I don't post that for specific reasons because I don't want to scare people away from their experience. But let's go back into it.
Like all two people who got their phone stolen and people are like, oh my God, I'm afraid, I can't come, they don't have their stuff together, this, that. And I'm like, that is their experience. It's not my job to negate or validate somebody's personal experience. That is what happened to them. But I just wish more Black Americans handled the systems that they think need to be in place with more care, understanding the historical context for why those conditions actually exist. And also understand that negative news about the continent literally drives people's internalized fear that Africa is inherently bad, and it
SAT words, inherently.
Literally feeds stereotypes. I'm not telling people how they should feel. I'm just saying that as Black Americans, with all your Western ideology and our privilege and our internalized challenges with the continent already, let's make sure we handle it with more care and more grace.
That's a bit to unpack. Where do we start? I'm going to revert to the first idea of not everyone has the same experience. If I began to share most of the fucked up experiences I've had in my travels, I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all never visit most of the countries I've been to, or even take most of the legs of the journeys I've gone through. But we don't share that to not fuck up the next person's idea. Yes, we only speak mostly of our bad experiences on your Google reviews and things like that. 90% of them are what? Negative reviews, because somebody had that energy to say, I had a fucked up experience, don't go do it. And then the other 10% of people that actually genuinely loved it, or like me, that, just want to post content. But we share the good parts as well, because it's very, especially in Atlanta, hard for us to get like really good places to eat that we can enjoy before the whole world gets on it and it goes viral. Coming back to the idea of us traveling to the continent of Africa, not everything is going to be 100%. If you're traveling to Nigeria, we know the power problem where you cannot have electricity for thereon, unless you're staying at a nice hotel or Airbnb that's self-service. So you can't come from America and expect to have America in Africa again. But there was a lady that replied this very video. I'm gonna play her video. Let's have a listen real quick.
Disrespectfully, some of y'all don't need to go to Africa. Disrespectfully.
She's funny. Disrespectfully.
Some of y'all just stay in the States. I beg, please stay in the States. See, me, myself, I was gonna keep quiet about the things that I saw on the internet concerning Dirty December and the concerts and parties and things that y'all did in Ghana and Lagos and all over the continent of Africa. But let me just forewarn you, if you are not born in Africa or have never been to Africa, please leave your preconceived notions, your biases, and what you've seen on the news and on television at the door, or don't go at all. I literally
Let me
saw...
stop her real quick. She's absolutely right. Not even for Africa, bro. Like, whatever idea you have, just leave it. Just literally go in there with an open mind. And not to knock any of you that do the whole resort situation. If you're traveling somewhere, try to actually experience them and not experience the people that work at the resorts that you're at, because they're always going to be nice and different. But once you step out, probably like an Airbnb for a day or two, and see how the local cultures do it, I promise you 90% of the time, you probably want to go back.
Captions with people saying, don't go to Africa. Don't go to Afrochella. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your money.
I know you fucking lying.
Did Astro World not happen here in the good old United States of America? Did people not get trampled at a concert here in the US? And shocker, you go to a continent and you get stolen from? Shocker. Oh my God. Did Kim K not get stolen from in Paris?
It's not funny. Get out if you're gonna continue to laugh and make fun of me.
Like, are you shocked that you go and there's bad people everywhere, there's bad apples everywhere that you go? And instead of realizing that you going out and saying don't go somewhere feeds into the biases that's already against Africa, instead of realizing it and saying, hey, how can I phrase this? Or how can I say this? Or how can I say, here are the things you need to be cautious for? You get on the internet and say, don't go. It's not worth it. In 2021, I went back home to visit my family. And on my way back from Accra or Kumasi, Ghana, I sat next to a woman who is from New York. She's Black American. And me and her just started talking. And I asked her why she was there. And she said, Africa's my adopted country. She said, I found out my ancestry was from Ghana and I've been back 12 times now.
Oh my God! What?
Let me know below, how many of you people have done your Ancestry.com test? And has it compelled you to want to associate more with that culture? Or, from the African perspective, how many of you believe in that? Do you believe in the Ancestry.com notion? Or do you think it's BS? Please let me know below.
Been back 12 times now. And she said, I ended up bringing these other ladies with me. They were on another part of the plane. And she said, it was one of the worst mistakes I ever did. She said they came here thinking they were going to get the United States out of a continent that's not the United States. And they complained the entire time.
Oh, hell no!
That's what I said. You can't leave America to come to America. Let me say it in Nigerian accent. You cannot leave what? America. Get on a plane to go to America. It doesn't work like that.
She looked at me and she said, Philmy, some people don't deserve Africa. And I learned my lesson about bringing people who did not deserve Africa into Africa. Anytime I meet a Black American that has not been to Africa, I always tell them, you should go. Find out your ancestry. Go.
Again, coming back to the beginning. If you've not been to Africa, you should go, yes. But start off small. Places like Uganda, Rwanda, the Kenyas, the Tanzanias, they're a bit safer. Even South Africa, but I would say start off with Cape Town before you go to Joburg. But before you come to Nigeria, before you come to Ghana, Charlie, go elsewhere first. Get the taste of Africa that you like first, because Nigeria and Ghana, I feel like, are the two biggest countries that will humble the fuck out of you. There's no lighter way of saying it. Like she said, get a taste of it before you jump into it. A lot of you just jump into it expecting to go to Africa and meet your sugar daddies, or, no offense, but we do have a lot of beautiful men, you know, in the whole of Africa. But like I said, let's go back to the video real quick. She's right.
Go visit such a beautiful continent. But make sure you go there with the right mindset and a heart to receive. Leave your biases at the door or on the airplane. Bye.
What can I say? She's literally put everything in place for me. Yes, leave your biases at the door. If you're traveling elsewhere, even if you're going to Tulum, Mexico, bro, like, go there with the idea of having fun and not expecting to have the same fun you have in America over there. I promise you it's going to open up your mind, like your third eye, to show you something different that you probably never expected. But before you go to Africa, please speak to your African friends. If you don't have any, follow me on Instagram or TikTok. Ask me any questions you need to. You can ask me a question below. But please, don't just go to Africa and expect to be in America, because it will humble the fuck out of you. I don't know any other nice way to put it, but that's the best way I can put it. Again, thank you guys so much for all the love I got yesterday. The text messages, the DMs, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, WhatsApp. I appreciate you guys. I'm going to try my best to keep this going. And we'll see where it takes us. I really appreciate you guys so much. Cheers.